In this video, we will learn how to create a backend database for a hypothetical business. Let's assume that you want to start a cafe business and your business is growing and you want to go online. So at the backend, behind every code, you need to have a database which handles the stuffs. And let's say your business is growing. What you want to understand, you need to have a database and tables for orders that you are selling, for customers that are coming and to pick up the orders. You need to have a system to handle the employees, which employee works better, which product sells better, and so on. So the first step of every business is establishing a backend database. For the cafe, what we need to do at the first, we need to create a database for the cafe, and let's name it. We have a cafe, its name is Midnight Brew. After creating the database, so now we need to use that particular database. Checking, and everything has been created. After that, what we need to do is create different tables inside this database. For a database structure, we will have different tables. Each table contributes for a specific thing. For instance, we will have a table for customer, and this table includes the customer ID, which customer we serve, and probably customer name, and we set it as varchar. So after we create it, normally we insert the data and information from the front end, but in this particular case, for the training purposes, we will insert into the customer table what we set in the structure. So our customer table gets customer name. We will add values, let's say different names, Emma, and let's say Sarah, Daniel, and after Sophia, and let's execute the query. Okay, the names added into the database, and we do not have duplicated issues. After that, we need another table for baristas, for our employee. So what we need to have in this table, we will have barista ID, which we set it in front end, and each barista will have an employee ID, and we will set it as a primary key and auto increment it. And then we will need to have barista name, and we will set it as varchar. So after the table is created, now for just testing purposes, we need to insert these values for a barista table, and for testing purposes. So we will insert into barista's table barista's name, because we need to have employees, and the values are variables. So we will add names, Alex, and another name like Sarah, and Mike. So let's execute, and let's say we do have 3 employees in the barista table. We can add or remove the employees later, even from front end or back end. And let's create another table and call it as menu table. So each coffee shop needs to have a menu table. So we will have item ID, we will have different items. Each item must have an ID, and we will add auto increment. So when you add a new item into the menu, it will automatically increment and assign an ID for that. And let's put it key over here. So what item needs have? Each item in the menu must have a name, and let's say a variable character, and put it as 100. And after that, we need to have a relevant price for each item. So we will set the price as decimal, and 5 integer and 2 float point, because it won't be more larger number than that for a coffee shop. So let's insert into menu item, and price. And then we will just select it, and we add the values. Let's add some template values. Let's say we will have latte and price $5.50 for latte. We do have, let's say, cappuccino, and let's say we sell it $5 each. And we must have 2 decimal points. And after that, let's say we serve cheesecake as well, and its price is $7.50. Another thing in the item, let's say we do have croissants, and let's say it is $4 each. So after the menu, what else we need to have? We need to have another table for orders. Each person orders, we need to have order ID, which again it's integer primary key, and again will be auto incremented. For each order we register a number, and when someone orders we get the customer ID for that order, and we need to know who served, so we will have barista ID as well, and then order date is important as well, and we will set foreign key for that. For the customer ID, from the customer table the reference should be customers. From the customer ID from customers table, and again we will get another foreign key from the barista ID, and we will reference it to barista's table, and we will get barista's ID. Let's execute that, and now what we need to do, we need to insert into the orders table. We need to generate a test case to see. We do have customer ID, barista's ID, and order date. So let's say we do have a customer number 1, barista number 1 serves them, and this is the date that they put their order. Let's copy and paste. Okay, so customer 1 served with barista 2 at this date, and customer, let's update the date format, and okay, let's say customer 1 got served with barista 1 and barista 2 at this date. We might need to add the time as well to be more accurate, and let's execute that, and let's create another table for order items. And what are the order items? Order item in integer is as primary key, and we will use it as auto incremented. And okay, we just forgot this one, order items, and then we will have order ID, order item ID, and order ID itself. Item ID, it will be integer, and quantity will be integer as well. So the foreign key will be referenced into the order ID. From the orders table we'll have order ID, and we will have foreign key for item ID, references from the menu. And now let's create an example for that. We will insert into the order table order items. What we get the order ID, we get item ID, and we also get quantities. So we will insert them values. What is the order ID? Number of the order that they inserted. And what are the item IDs? Item ID will be mapped and referenced to the one of 4 items we had earlier. And how many they did order. So let's say we do have first order. First order includes 1 cheesecake, 1 latte, and also 4 croissant. The second order has 4 croissant, and the third order has item 3, and quantity will be 1. Now let's execute that.